And I'm going to add to your words so that we can work on this together, like we're cooperating with each other, or I'm just going to put a period. Okay? The next D is the heart and soul of TACCOM. In fact, this handout that I'm going to give you, when we talk about this, the one that says avuncular on it, I'm going to give you the basic, this is the whole class in 3 lines. And when we get to it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But letter B, write avuncular. Avuncular means like an uncle. And some of the most avuncular cops I know are females, so it's got nothing to do with gender.
Say that word slower again.
Avuncular. Avuncular. Right here, see? Like, it's right there on your hand up.
Like avuncular.
Right here. Your hand up. Avuncular.
No,
Like an uncle.
it's directly from the Latin.
Yes.
Oh, is that right?
Above an uncle, like an uncle. Because and the reason that I made that, I picked that, is because the cops that I respected the most for being great communicators and people that could de-escalate were the ones that were most like your uncle showing up, your favorite uncle. They just knew how to talk to people. And they weren't soft. They would whip your ass. But they would never get mad at you.
I don't have that up.
Well, it's kind of the fantasy level, I guess. And that's one of the
Somebody
things.
else's uncle.
Yes, that's one of the things I tell people. Like I said, you know, I'm a TACCOM guy. I will kill you. But I won't get mad at you. I did a call, we had a call, I was at a mental health meeting in Chico about a year ago, year and a half ago. In fact, one of the paramedics that responded to this call was one of those 40 I told you about. And there was a call came out that said, hey, there's a lady on the Highway 99, 20th Street, she's got her wrist slashed, and she's running around with a knife in the oleanders, in the middle. You know, so I'm like, oh God, I'm a captain, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get stuck in traffic. That's my first law enforcement response. I'm going to get stuck in traffic, that's all I care about, right? I got a desk to fly back in Oroville, I can't be bothered. So, I'm at 20, I see her. I'm right in the first car in line. I look in my rearview mirror, and you know, the dispatch gave out, oh, they're blocking traffic at Highway 32, CHPs. They're blocking traffic. This lady's running around with a knife with her wrist slashed. And so I see her, and she's from here to the table. And I said, oh God, this is not good. So I said, how does this radio thing work? And this light. And so I said, Butte County, 31 floor. I'll be out with that lady, that female. She's a white female adult. This and that, clothing description, 20th Street overpass by Martin Luther King Park. She is injured. She has apparent injuries to her wrist. She has an arm with a knife. Okay? So I park in the oleanders, and she sees me. She scurries across the street to the park, to 20th Street Park there, Martin Luther King Park. And she puts her back against the fence. She got a knife out. She's just running blood down her wrist. And so I see a solo CHP officer come up. It's a female CHP officer, and you see her. She gets to the lady before I do, and she's kind of talking to her, and you see the lady kind of throw the knife down, and the CHP officer kind of sticks her foot out and kind of drags it back, and she stands up. So the lady is at least disarmed that way. So I get out of my car, and I'm looking at this. I take my little gun off my ankle that I carry, and I put it in my pocket. Now, why do you think I did that? I'm a TACCOM guy. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm on the Behavioral Health Board, CIT. I'm all about mental health and all about talking to people. Why do I put my gun in my pocket?
You may have no other option, but...
I will kill you, but I won't get mad at you. I am not going to let a mentally ill person take my life. I'm not going to let somebody in the shelter take my life because I have empathy for people that are mentally ill. A 15-year-old kid can pull a trigger on me and kill me. Somebody who's mentally ill, who's drunk, is still a person who's drunk. Right? They can hurt me. So I said, I'm going to go over there and do everything I can to make this end well. But at the end of the day, I've got to go home. And not with any more holes than I showed up with. Right? If I lost enough hair, I don't want to lose anything else. So I walk across the street, and she's against the fence, and we'll go through this later at the end of class. I kind of go down and hey, what's the matter? This question I told you guys, hey, what's the matter? What's the matter? I want to go to heaven. Well, it's certainly a good goal. Today, you want to go to heaven? Well, I'm just so, angry and mad, and she had a lot of anxiety. She had a little psychotic moment, a little psychotic break. So I said, can I ask you a question? I said, what's your name? And she was, what do you want to know? I said, I just want to know who I'm talking to. My name is Andy. I work for the sheriff's office. I'm a cop. And I'm dressed in plain clothes, so I don't have a uniform on. And she says, my name is Alma, or whatever her name was. I don't recall. I said, okay. I said, can I ask you a kind of a personal question? I said, do you have a diagnosis? Well, what? Do you have a diagnosis? Yes. Well, you mind if I ask what it is? Why do you want to know? I'd like to know what's going on with folks I'm talking to. I said, I actually am involved with the behavioral health community, so I know a little bit about mental health issues and crisis, and it's easier to get you help if we know kind of what we're dealing with. Well, I have a seizure disorder, I'm schizophrenic, bipolar. She had a lot of issues. And medication was what, so I said, well, what medication are you taking? How long have you been taking that? And as I'm talking to her, she becomes more and more calm. But she's bleeding, kind of wrists. But I ain't going to roll around in the dirt, I don't have a taser. I'm not going to roll around in the dirt until the CHP officer tasers her to get her some help, okay? But first of all, it's not against the law to be mentally ill. It's not unlawful to be suicidal. Just like it's not against the law to have cancer or diabetes or glaucoma or AFib or anything else. It's a medical condition that you need help for. You don't need to get baton or roll around in the dirt like some animal, right? So I tell her, I say, look, it's probably the medication that's doing this. I think you haven't been, you've only on it 5 weeks, take 6 weeks to figure out if it's going to help you or make you want to kill yourself. And I think you've got a medication issue. I think we should just take you down to the hospital and get your meds adjusted. This is not, nobody's mad at you, you're not in trouble, you're hurt, and we want to help you. So she starts saying, well, there's a lot of cops here, and I'm nervous. She's very nervous. I'm like, well, the officers, me and her. Well, I turn around. And I don't think any cop in Chico wasn't at the call. It's like, there's like 20 cops there, kind of standing there, watching me, watching her, watching the CHP guy, watching the lady. And so this is the why question, right? So me and I said, she goes, why are they all here? I'm like, I don't know. I think cops are the worst looky-loos in the world. There's nothing going on here to see. I don't know why they're here. They actually could probably all leave, but you know, I work for the sheriff's office, they're Chico PD, I don't have any control over. I said, is it making you nervous to have all the cops here? She goes, yes. I said, you know what, I'm a cop, I'll go ahead and leave. I'll get out of your face. The paramedics are here, they're going to help you, they're going to bandage up. And remember, you're not in trouble. You haven't done anything wrong. You're hurting and you need some help. And so I get up and I kind of dust, I was down on my knees, dust my knees off. She never knew I had my gun in my pocket. I walk back across the street to my car. As I'm taking the gun back and putting it in my holster on my ankle, I look at her and she's stood up by then and she's peacefully walking to the ambulance with a wrist bandage. Now, is that how those calls turn out all the time? What happens very often on those calls? A lot of rolling around in the dirt and tasering. So what was the difference? Well, first of all, I wasn't mad at anybody, was I? Was anybody mad? Nope. Nobody's mad. Everybody's either sad or hopeful. That's the emotion on that call. Why would I need to get mad at her? Would that make her less cooperative or more cooperative? Less. Why would I do that on purpose? Why would I go to start pointing guns at her and give her loud verbal commands? Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Why? She's not armed. She's not a criminal. She's sick. I wouldn't do that to you if you had cancer. I wouldn't tell you to get on the ground because you have pain from your cancer. I'd treat you different, right? So, you look at this page here on avuncular. I use that. What's the matter? That's the only question ever. On be there. On your works here. What's the matter? That's the question I want you to ask when people are having a problem. Hey, what's the matter? Not what's wrong, what's the problem. I asked her, what's the matter? She told me, right? I'm very non-confrontational. So you look at that description on top of avuncular, concern, present, empathetic. Those are all great little personality traits that you want to have, right? Those are good. But I'm telling you, right in the middle of the page, right under where it says, regardless of the words used, because words don't matter, the avuncular authority figure always communicates. Those three things in italics, you circle those. You put an asterisk on those. You underline those, and I'll tell you why. If you can internalize those three things, if that's who you are as a person when you deal with somebody, you don't need this class. You don't need any other training in tactile communications. If when I deal with you and you're upset, and what you get from me, what you pick up from me, not my words, is Andy's not mad at me. He's not afraid of me. He's not acting from fear. That actually, and you know what? In his own way, I get an impression he's kind of rooting for me. Did you see all that on that call with that lady? Hey, I even told her, I'm not mad at you. Nobody's mad at you. There's not a single person here mad. Okay? You're not in trouble. We're going to help you. We're not afraid to be here. You know what? You're going to be okay. I'm rooting for you. Yes?
I just wanted to point out how you were down at her level.
Yes.
Looking her in the eye.
Yes.
That was saying in body language all three of these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all, words don't matter, right? It's body language. She slumps down with her bleeding arms on the ground. Well, what am I going to do? Stand over her? Like a conqueror? No, I'm actually trying to help her. So I get down there too. Now, I have my hand on my gun, because she could have another knife, and I don't want to be killed. So I got down on my knees and said, listen, you know, what's your name? What's your diagnosis? Don't make any fast moves with a knife or I'll kill you, but I won't get mad at you. Okay? You're not in trouble. I did everything that I'm teaching you right now with those three things. That's it. If that's who you are as a person, I don't get mad at people, because I'm the boss. I run the shelter. I'm the boss of the shelter. Why do I need to get mad at you? I just tell you, I don't need to get mad. I'm going to win. Getting mad actually makes it harder for me to win. Remember the hurdle, the start line? Why would I do that? I want you to kind of keep your voice down because people are trying to sleep. That's my goal, get you to be quiet. Why would I do anything that would make you be less quiet, first of all? Or secondly, why would I do anything that would make you not want to be quiet, as I ask? We do it to ourselves all the time because I just tell you, hey, why don't you be quiet? We need to be quiet. That should work, right? That's how I talk to my dogs and my small children. Now, why doesn't that work with a grown-up? Why doesn't it work? Because what did I not do? I didn't get her to agree. The logic of my request, she doesn't know why I need her to calm down. Maybe it's not in her mind. Right? So this is a scenario that if I come back and teach you guys, that's one of them. Right there. I got a guy talking. He won't shut up. I told him to shut up, told him to be quiet, asked him to please stop talking. He got mad at me, yelled at me. What do I do? You can already kind of see some of it right here. Okay, well, did you react with anger? Were you mad at him? Yeah, I was mad at him. Did he know it? You're less likely to get cooperation that way. What's the 3 rules I want you to know? Well, I'm not mad at you. I'm not afraid of you. In my own way, I'm kind of rooting for you. And for those of you that don't like 3 things, I'll give you one. Out of those 3, if you can master number 3, in my own way, I'm kind of rooting for you. If you can master that one thing, you can get cooperation from 98% of people. You're simply saying, you and I are getting along, but I hope you know that I want you to be good at this. I want you to be better than I found you. I want to leave you better than I found. I'm rooting for you. I run the jail program. The whole AB 109 thing you guys are reading on the paper with the day reporting center, and I got 120 inmates on ankle monitors and all this. You go to my day reporting center and see those inmates, and they're inmates, okay? They're in jail. They just happen to be in jail at home. They come to the day reporting center every day and all this. These are some criminals. 3-4 year sentences, right? It looks like new college with ashtrays down there. They come through there, you'll see women with makeup on and their hair done, and young men running around all, with their long pants on, their shirts on. How you doing, young man? I'm doing great. How's it going? It's doing fantastic. Are you an inmate? Yes, I am. I got 3 years for methamphetamine sales, and what are you doing here? Well, I'm getting my GED. I'm getting this, I'm getting that. Oh, you seem like you're pretty good. He goes, first time in my life I've ever accomplished anything. These are the first people that ever showed any faith that I could get something done. Aren't you going to deal with the same population? You better believe you are. When I went to school in front of the homeless, the Continuum of Care Coalition, I said the homeless population, the mentally ill population, and the people in my jail are the same friggin' people. If I can affect homelessness in a positive way, I reduce my jail population. If I can fix an inmate, they won't be homeless. If I get somebody mental health and drugs, they don't go to jail, and there's not we all rely on each other. You see? I'm not mad at you. I'm not afraid of you. I'm only kind of rooting for you. The avuncular authority figure is never the maddest person there. That's one of the first things I ask. When I do the cop class, I show a video and I ask the cops, what do you think about that? Oh, the cop was a little over the line. What was over the line about it? It's language. And, no, just basically what was over the line. Who was the maddest person there? The cop. Okay. Who was the only mad person there? The cop. So would you say it was fine until the cop showed up? Yes. Yes. Isn't that a shame? It was fine until the authority figure who's supposed to make it better showed up. Then it went to hell. Look at the paramedic in my jail. We were doing fine with that guy with his tongue cut in half. We were doing great until the paramedic showed up, the guy that's supposed to help. And then I'd rather him just not show up. Would have been better if we just, had done it ourselves, just take the guy over to the hospital and back in one of our cars. Would have been a better outcome. Don't be the maddest person there. Plus, it works against your authority. Never the only person with a voice raised. Sometimes you do raise your voices because you need to be heard. There's a difference in volume. You can't. And just for me, I don't know, raise your hand if this is your pet peeve also. I don't like when people talk softer and softer and softer when I'm upset, trying to get their attention, get heard, and their responses are increasingly more and more quiet. Does that irritate the hell out of anybody else? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that your problem? Oh, I was trying to help. Okay, so is that supposed to make me talk more quietly? Because all I'm getting is that you're being very dismissive of my feelings. That's what I'm getting. You're trying to manipulate me. Don't manipulate me. That's passive aggressive. If you don't like how I'm talking, tell me. I don't like how you're talking. I don't deserve that. I actually have been great to you, and I want to continue to be great to you. I can't let you do this in front of all these people, right? We're respecting you. Now, what's the matter? I'm not mad at you. And I ain't about to get mad at you, because I'm going to win this one way or the other. Right? You're going to win. Why get mad? You're a bone killer. I never get mad at people. I ain't afraid of them. I don't act out of fear. I don't yell and scream because I'm afraid. But in my own way, I'm always rooting for them to come out okay. That number 3 is the one that I think around me. Just do one thing out of this class. Okay, what's the one thing I should remember? Okay, in my own way, I'm kind of rooting for you. That works wonders.
So in a way, you say that, aren't you? You say you're moving.
Yeah. Well, what it does is, what that sentence, that in my own way I'm kind of rooting through, what it does is like, I am demonstrating to you my empathy. It's like that word and. I'm adding to you. We're working on this together. We're a team. I'm not against you. I'm not going to refute your beliefs. I'm just going to accept them. I'm not going to agree with them or apologize. I'm going to accept them, and I'm going to add to your beliefs with my own, and together we're going to work on this problem and solve it, and you're going to be better than I found you. That's the secret, okay?
But you have making us feel like you feel sorry.
No, not at all. No, I don't feel sorry for them. I talk to inmates all the time. And some of these ladies and guys are pitiful. They have pitiful backstories, terrible lives that none of us could have survived. I don't feel sorry for any of them because they got too much hope for them for the future. I don't dwell on the past about how crappy your life was. That's the past. I'll acknowledge it. You had a crappy life. Guess what? Tonight ain't going to be crappy. This is going to be a good night for you. You've had a lousy month, haven't you? Living under the bridge, getting beat up by the other homeless people that you live with, getting victimized. You know what? That ain't going to happen tonight. Tonight's going to be good. We're always optimistic because we don't get mad at people. I don't live in the past. I can acknowledge the past. I don't have to go back there, and that's not what defines me, right? And sometimes it's just in the moment. Like I tell these guys, cops have been bad to you. I get it. That ain't going to happen tonight. You've had bad experiences in homeless shelters. You're not going to have a bad experience tonight.
And have you ever had someone make that their challenge?
To have a bad experience? People always do. Hey, listen, failure is always an option, right? That's what I say. So people can choose. You have to meet halfway. But you know what? When you use your TACCOM skills, you can walk away from that thinking, you know, there's nothing I could have done more to get that person to cooperate. I mean, I gave everything I had, and at some point he has or she has to decide that they want to do it. But you know what? I'm still not mad at them. I'm still not mad at them. It happens all the time in the jail when I get, failures from programs, the ACS program, people test dirty or whatever, and we give them a flash incarceration. And I met a girl the other day. I was taking, actually, Brad Montgomery and Steve Terry from the shelters did a tour the other day. And we had clients there, girls there. And these are inmates. They're dressed, like regular street clothes. They're on the computers working on their GEDs or their GED prep or their job searches. And there was a girl in the hallway that I recognized from jail when I go back there. I have 600 inmates. And this girl, I remember her. And she said, hey, how you doing? She goes, I'm doing really good. She got her school books with her, and she's all dressed nice. And I said, how many times have you been out on it? Have you been, she was my 4th time coming to ACS. I got rolled up for testing dirty, then my old man and I got in a beef, this and that, then I didn't show up. And so I said, well, and she goes, I got flash incarcerated. And I said, well, what's the difference this time? She goes, I'm going to make it this time. She goes, you guys don't take everything from me when I make a mistake. You punish me, and then you let me start where I left off. I said, nobody else does that. Parole doesn't do that. Parole, you mess up on parole, they take everything from you. Well, then you have no motivation at all. But on ACS, in the jail, you get our attention, I'll go back to jail for 6 days. And here's how it's accepted. When we first started this, I gave them 15 days in jail. If they did a mistake, and that I needed to get their attention, I'd lock them in my jail 15 days with no privileges, no visitation for 2 weeks, no commissary, nothing, right? Except the basic rights that they have under the Constitution. I did about 15 or 18 people, I flashed them like that, I had 2 grieve it. Inmates, taking away their privileges for 2 weeks, locking them up in a cell, 2 grieve it, say this is unfair. The rest of them said, I got that coming. Why do they do that? Because they know number 3. What's number 3 say? In my own way. I'm rooting for you. I'm going to lock your ass up for 2 weeks, but I'm rooting for you. In fact, when you come out, you go right back where you left off. No loss of good time, no loss of work time. Same place in the program. You go right back and pick it up. Because recovery is a process, not an event. We know this. Okay? Relapse is part of recovery from addiction. We know this.
That's right.
So we don't let you relapse. We can tolerate it. We get your attention. And then you make it through. And you'll see these young men and young women that are criminals become taxpayers at the end of it. That's what ACS is all about. But it's a philosophy, that our philosophy with our deputies there, this is it. It's this class. I teach this class in their academy. When we hire the deputies to work that academy, they get this class. I said, this is how you treat people. This is how you treat inmates. I'm not mad at you, inmate. Why would I get mad? I've got a gun, a badge, I'm a cop. Why would I get mad? I'm going to win. I'm not afraid of you either. I'm going to do my job, okay? But you know what? I'm kind of rooting for you in my own way. I want you to do well. That's the difference. And people can pick up on that. Your clients will pick up on that. You know, you're kind of looking out for me. You just kind of scolded me, but you kind of patted me on the back and said, let's go get something to eat or whatever, get a drink. You're talking about, you know, TV shows and stuff. You've already forgotten about being mad at me. It's like it's in the past. You just yelled at me and now we're talking about something else and you're all happy and stuff. I get it. You're not mad at me. I'm not going to resist you. But how many of us get mad and we go, now you just stop talking or be quiet, and I leave you worse than I found you. When I walked over there, you weren't mad at me. Now I'm walking away and you're mad at me. I left you worse than I found you. Turn the page over, your handout. And that sort of interruption, I'm not going to have you read it. Usually I let people read it, but we're going to speed it up a little bit. The part that I think is most apropos for this class, this is a really good summation of what paraphrasing is, or reflective listening. And I love paraphrasing for a specific reason. Now this class is about 2/3 philosophy and about 1/3 tactics. This is the tactic. Look at number 2. What does it say? The sword of interruption. What is the sword of interruption? What does that mean? What does it say?
Oh, pretty sure I understand what you just said.
Why would it
So
be?
you're checking.
Why would it be called the sword of interruption? Why would I need to interrupt somebody? Who would I need to interrupt?
As
Okay.
someone's escalating, it's just essentially you're just kind of saying, well, let me make sure I know what you're saying.
Okay, they're escalating, so they're getting more excited. And you go, I need to calm this person's escalation. Okay, who else? How about I'm not escalating? I just talking the leg off that chair you're sitting on. I can't let you get a word in edgewise.
You're redirected.
Yes, same thing. This is the sort of interruption is, I'm going to take control of this conversation back from you because you're running over me with it. You're not going to know I did it, and you're not going to resist me or resent me for it. So I'm going to use sort of, so you say, so let me get this straight. What you're saying is A, B, and C. Now here's the trick. Always have your follow-up questions in mind. So basically, while he's going on and on about whatever, you're kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to ask him that one. Okay, so let me get this straight now. What you're saying is A, B, and C. Let me ask you a question. X, Y, and Z, is that right? Okay, well, listen, why don't we do this? Suddenly, you're talking. He doesn't even realize, or she, that you stole the conversation from him by using a sort of interruption. Okay? But here's the thing that I want you to practice. This is the more advanced skill. It's pretty easy to paraphrase words. Just repair words back to people. The more advanced skill that you have in TACCOM is, and this is hard, but there's a silver lining to it, so that you almost can't do it wrong. It's paraphrasing their feelings, actually. They say something to you like, you know, I just wanted to come in here and do this, and this rule is stupid, and blah, blah, and I hate this rule, whatever it is. You know that isn't it, is it? You know, because there's no way the dude's that mad about having to have boots off. Right? That can't be what's making him mad. What is it? You know something else is there. Not his boots. So how do you get to that? So what you're saying, I think, so let me get this straight. What you're saying is, you don't like being told what to do. And you don't like feeling disrespected by people. You're a full-grown man, and you like to just do what you want to do. You want to feel independent. You don't want to feel like you're being controlled. Is that what you're saying? He'll say, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, even though all he was ever saying was, I don't want to take my boots off. Here's the silver lining. Suppose I'm wrong about your feelings. It's okay. The fact that I actually went there, you'll correct me. So what I'm hearing is that you don't like being controlled and independent. No, that's not it at all. It's just that, sometimes, she looks at me in a certain way that she's so condescending to me. It's like, oh, so what you're getting is you feel disrespected. You feel like you're not showing enough dignity as a human being. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can't go wrong. You've gotten way past the words they're using. to the actual issue underneath. It isn't the boots at all. It's the fact that I need to control something in my world. I'm homeless, I'm victimized constantly, I'm stigmatized, I'm loaded with self-stigma about my failures in life, and now you're going to come and tell me to take my boots off. Well, that isn't the problem at all, is it? You could tell him anything and he would react that way. Get past it, paraphrase their feelings. Very powerful way to get into and take control of it. And right back into number 3 on being a monkey. I'm kind of rooting for you. I'm looking at your feelings. I won't refute your feelings. I'm going to accept them as being true for you, and that's it. D. Difficult people. AD. Oh, C. Did you have C? Oh, that's paraphrasing. I'm sorry. No, you're right. I didn't tell you that was the title. Paraphrasing is that's the handout. I should have told you that. And my notes are completed, so I don't always remember that those are blank on yours. Yeah, C is paraphrasing. So, kind of as a review, TACCOM is deflecting, evocative, and paraphrasing. That's what characterizes it. And the last one is D. It's respectful. Respectful. And that's all you got to know about this is difficult people will often tell you how best to handle them. Difficult people, and that last example I just gave you was an example of that. Difficult people will often tell you how you need to handle them to get them to cooperate. They'll actually tell you, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. Don't step up on me and disrespect me. What do you think is important to me? Yeah. But what are you going to react to? You're going to react to my tone and my body language and all this. You're going to miss the fact that, wait a minute, do you feel like I'm disrespecting you? Oh, I didn't have my attention at all. I just was trying to talk to you. You can start over again. We call it recovering the contact. You can recover the contact. Difficult people will often tell you how you should handle them. They'll tell you what you're not doing or what they're missing from you. You got to listen. And then you can give it to them and get them to cooperate, and pretty soon, bam, they're doing what you want. TACCOM 2-step. Number 9. Is anybody in here a boss, a supervisor, if they're at work, whatever, you have employees? Okay, how many employees do you have?
3.
3, okay, I'm going to be your employee. You stand up and come on up here. I'll use you as an example. Okay, here's the problem. I work, what's your name?
Eric.
Eric. I work for Eric, and I was late twice last week, and I'm late again today. He talked to me last week twice about being late, okay? And I was late again today. So he's going to handle it with it. The boss handles it with a subordinate. I'm going to be the employee. So go ahead and Andy, talk to you, whatever. So.
Okay, we've talked about this before, and you're late again today.
Yes.
And
I am.
why?
Life happens. I just got behind, kind of victim circumstance, Eric. No big deal, won't happen again. Hey, good talking to you.
Well, wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We really got to work this out, because if you're not here on time, you're affecting the person that you're relieving.
Yeah, I get that, but it seems to me like it's a little bit hypocritical here that, Joe was late and Tony was late last week. I don't see you busting their ass about it. You're just picking on me about it. I don't think it's a big deal. I think you're making a big deal about it. But anyway, man, I got work to do.
I understand, but...
But?
I do what I say that.
No, that isn't the problem. I just love that. Okay, so you understand.
I understand, but I have talked to them about being late, and now I'm talking.
I don't think you understand. Eric, we worked together a long time, and I remember you being late a few times, and it seemed like nobody made a big deal about it. You're making a big deal about it now. I think it's bullshit that you're picking on me about this. It's nothing. You're making a big deal about nothing. In fact, you know what? I've been to tell you this for a while. When you got promoted to boss, you changed. You are not a good person. I'm the boss. Is he winning this?
No.
Did he refute me? Did he refute my beliefs? Did I tell him what I believe and he says, I've done something like that, right? He refuted me, right? The 2-step is simple. That's why we call it 2 steps. How many steps were in my checklist then? How many steps? This is the typical progression when you have an employee. I blame the situation for causing itself on the victim circumstance. I hope you believe that BS excuse. Okay, oh, you didn't? Okay, I got another one. You know what? It's very hypocritical of you to pick on me when other people do
You turned
it.
it back.
Yes, exactly. I need to put you on the defensive because then you start defending yourself and forget why you were talking to me. Exactly. So that didn't work because you say, wait a minute, you know, I'm not a hypocrite. Then I say, well, you were late. You're at fault. You're the one that's wrong. Damn, I'm the boss. You can't turn that around. Then I go the ultimate attack. You are not a good person. I actually said that.
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. I just got fired, right? Or maybe I come back later and I burn his place down. I don't know. So what's a two-step method? First of all, what is he not supposed to do? Don't refute me. Okay? Accept my BS excuse like it was the gospel. It's true for me. It doesn't got to be true for you. You don't have to agree with it or apologize for it. Accept it, put a period there, and reassert what you want. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll do it. You be me. Okay? You tell me when I give you nothing to work with, and you come at me. Hey, Eric, listen, I talked to you a couple times last week about being late. I thought we had to understand you late again today. Dude, I need you here on time. So I give you or whatever excuse you. Life shit.
Still, I'm broke.
You know what, man? That happens. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. I got to have you here at 7 o'clock, man. We rely on you.
Okay, I'll be here.
Did I refute his belief? I just accepted it, because what's my goal? Remember my legitimate goal? Is to get him to come to work on time. Do I have a goal of, I need to win an argument with Eric. I need to teach him a lesson. Remember, we don't teach lessons. We don't win arguments. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to accept it, because I'm still the boss. Did I get mad at him? I don't get mad at him. I'm going to win, right? I'm not afraid of him. Come deal with this problem. In my own way, I'm trying to root for you. You know what, dude? You're really, really important to our team. Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Usually this scenario, I do this in all the classes, it goes the first 4 or 5 checklist steps. And invariably, the second time you do it, where you just accept and reassert, it goes 2. And I've heard this about a dozen times before. I'll be doing it with, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, I'll be doing it, and I'll give them their thing, and they'll say, you're giving me nothing to work with. Or they'll say, I'm done. You're not giving me nothing to work with. You're not becoming defensive against me. You're not letting me turn it around on you. You're just accepting it. Can you imagine that one of your clients is like that? They give you some BS excuse or some BS thing. Okay, I hear you. And I accept that, period. This is what I want you to do. I'm not giving anything to be defensive against. No. I accepted what you said. Well, other people are late. Other people are late. You're right. I've seen that myself, period. You are really important to us. I got out here said, man, you're valuable to us. You're one of the best guys. I got in here. Well, it doesn't ring true to keep going. And so they'll go, I know, man, I'm giving up on work, but I don't have anything to say. I'll just come here and say that. Does that mean that I get away with it? No. Eric just, Eddie, come in my office. Listen, I appreciate the conversation we had today. And that we have an understanding. I'm really grateful for that. I need you to sign here. What's this? This is your written reprimand. Exactly. See? I don't get away with it. I don't get away with it. When I have inmates that disrespect staff, they MF my staff, our staff will say, go back to your cell, F you, this and that. Well, we know why they're doing it, because they don't want to be weak in front of the other inmates. Is it okay for them to talk to my staff that way? Absolutely not. So they go back to your cell. The whole time he's telling the guard he's not going to go back, he's heading back, right? He'll close himself in. You know, I ain't going to my cell. He just put himself in there. So what happens is the guard says, okay, I know why he had to do that. He did not be weak. I understand that. You know what? I got some rights too as a guard. I don't get talked to that way by anybody. My boss can't talk to me that way. Little damn inmate. Walks over, hey, Rick, listen, you know you're going to get ripped up in that, right? We've got rules about disrespecting staff. You know you're going to probably pull some commissary from you, some visitation, whatever privileges you have. You know you're going to get maybe ad seg, single cell, whatever. Yeah, I know. And the inmate will say, I got that coming. It's like, I know why you did it. You know, I understand that. I can't let you disrespect me. I wasn't disrespecting you. I hope next time you can just comply with what I say. You don't got to say nothing. Just do what I say. You're not weak. But I got to do my job too. And they will invariably say, I respect that. You do. You didn't overdo it with me. I went over the line with you. Guess who has the most rules for us? You think that the sheriff has rules for my people? Hell no. Parolees have a lot more rules for us than anybody else does. If you don't follow a parolee's rules when he comes in, you got trouble. If a parolee says, hey, how you doing there, Andy? What's up? What happens if I don't shake that parolee's hand?
Well, it's a major sign of disrespect.
Major sign. Will I get away with it? Will Officer Eric get away with it, the next guy he talks to?
For the short term, maybe. Eventually, you're going to be when we treat this stuff.
Exactly.
And it is a sign of disrespect, and it won't be regarded.
I actually think it's just disrespectful, period. Because here's the thing, I've worked for people that shake hands for a living, right? Sheriffs are politicians, they run for office every 4 years, wait a minute. Perry Randolph, when he was sheriff, said, I got deputies that won't shake a man's hand. Yes. One of your deputies went to a bank, taking an embezzlement case against a teller. The bank president says, how you doing there, deputy? I'm sorry, and you do, bank president. He goes, sir, I don't shake hands, it's for my safety. Really? You won't shake? How are you unsafe? What's going to happen? You're going to get, some hand cream on you? I don't know. What does the bank president have? What's happening with that? I don't shake hands for my safety. The cop thinks, oh yeah, I'm really safe and I'm really strong. That makes you look so weak and afraid, you wouldn't even believe it. I said, a strong, confident cop says, I'll shake your hand because I will kill you in a heartbeat. I don't plan to kill anybody I meet. I just won't get mad at you. Right? I don't really get mad at you. I want you to cooperate. Actually, Mr. Paroli, I don't want you to punch my partner out next time. And I don't want to fight you myself, okay? I want you to know that when Andy comes and talks to you, that he's going to treat you right. It's respectful. You get what you have coming. I have parolees to this day that will ask for certain deputies only. I want Sergeant so-and-so to come up and talk to me. Why Sergeant so-and-so? Because he shows me some respect. That's why. Well, who doesn't show? Other guys don't show you respect? No, they don't do anything that they're required to do by the parolee code. Parolees have no rules for themselves. They got lots of rules for you. And if your homeless people are going to be the same way. They're not going to be really big on rules for themselves, but they're going to have rules for how you treat them. And you have to be careful. If you step wrong, you can major disrespect somebody and give yourself a problem that you don't want. Number 10, the compliance cocoon. The original verbal judo class. Are our notes all caught up? Do you need blanks? Oh, I'm sorry. It's in my notes. I said it, but I didn't put your notes. The note on number 9, TACCOM 2-step, deflect and assert, which is what I did. I said, I understand. I hear what you're saying about your life being messed up, period. I'd like you to be at work at 7 o'clock. Right? I deflected you, and I asserted what I want. You deflect and assert until their checklist is exhausted. Deflect and assert until their checklist is exhausted. If you find that the guy or gal you're talking to keeps reusing the same excuse, it's probably because why? What are you doing to that excuse? You're refuting it. You don't accept their excuse. Okay? They would like you to agree with it and move and go about your business. But what we do attack on is, I'll accept what you're saying. I hear your words. I can believe it's true for you, period. Now please do this.
That sounds like hundreds of times.
Yes.
And, it does get serious. And one time I said to a guy, he was just, every excuse, life is tough. There's low listeners. And I said, okay, look, I got an idea. There's 30 of us here. And we all come in at 7, we all leave at 3:30. How about if we all come in at 7:30? And he looks at me and he goes, oh God, I am just, he's BS me here big time, because I know that's not going to happen. And so it was deflected.
Yes.
And he walked away and stuff like that. But then again, he did get the warning.
Yes.
Because I have to give 2 of those before termination anyway. So we might as well make it light, make it congenial.
I agree.
And, here's this, you need that. Everybody's got these problems. Okay, and I understand. Totally.
Just be prepared for that people do have a checklist. And it's weird when you start listening to it, you realize, that guy's he's running a total checklist on me. He's got 4 different excuses now, does he not realize that he said the first 3? Because he says the 4th one, like he just started talking. I mean, it's like, he already gave me 3 BS excuses. It's like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're running your checklist, hoping that eventually I'm going to run across one that you're either going to turn me so defensive that I can't remember what I started talking to you for, or you're going to win, right? You're not going to get me, dude. I'm never going to get mad at you. I'm just going to accept what you say. I may fire you, right? And if you're a boss, you go like, I say, well, I'll kill you, but I won't get mad at you. Well, maybe Eric says, I'll fire you, but I won't get mad at you. If you're late for work, I'm going to fire you. But why would I get mad at you? Why would I do this to myself? I enjoy being happy. If you don't want to work here, then don't. I can arrange that. This is supposed to be mutually beneficial, right? You're supposed to benefit from your presence. You're supposed to benefit from ours. You get a paycheck. I get work. It's mutually beneficial. This relationship ain't working. We should break up.
Sometimes it comes down to that.
Yes, exactly.
But, you know, I'm also rooting for him, and,
Yes.
you know, I've had instances where I said, okay, look, you're late, everybody knows you're late. You know, you can't be late, you know what my policy is, you know, if you're late, you know, but I'll say, I'll tell you what, I'll let you work an hour, I gotta work over here a little bit, I'll let you work an hour over, make up for me. And they won't do that too many times, because the game's on, you gotta
Yes.
get, you know, gotta go pick up the kids, you know, whatever the situation is, and, you know, this could turn out to be a superstar in 4 years, you just don't know.
That's right. And also, some people have personal lives that are pretty tragic. They got sick children or whatever, and they don't want to come to work and tell you about it. They have their reasons, right? And some of them are legitimate, some of them are ridiculous, but whatever reason, they may not want to tell you what's really going on. I got a guy, one of my lieutenants, that's always got doctor's appointments. And I'm like, does the dude have a month to live? I mean, what is wrong? I never ask him, he never volunteers. And they even told us that, are you all right? I goes, yeah, I'm just concerned, man, you know, not my business, but, you know, if you ever want to talk, you know, and he goes, no, I'm good. All right, damn, you've been doctor like every week, you know. It's none of my business, but I'm there for him. If he wants to come and talk to me about it, say, this is what's going on with me. Some people are like that. Trouble is as you go through and you mature, more people lie and con and trick you and assault you, you become more and more jaded, more and more careful about who you trust. And then over time, you almost lose the ability to trust people that are close to you. The paramedics are a good example of that. They just don't trust anybody. And like, that's a shame because not everybody's bad like that. I got a jail with 600 people in it. There's 60 of them who will kill you. The 60 of them, I guarantee you, there are 60 people in my jail that you want me to keep in jail. If you went in there, if I let them out of their cell, they would kill you. The other 540, there's hope. There's hope for them. In fact, I tell my jailers this, everybody gets out of jail eventually. Do you want them to come back to the community of paradise better or worse than when they went in?
Yeah.
They're all going to get out, okay? Do you want them better or worse than when they went in? I want them better. Do you want them to stop committing crimes when they come out? Yes. Then how about this? How about you hire this guy? I got a guy named, I'm just using his hypothetical.
We hired lots of work for a little.
I've got a guy, an ACS, who's gone through all the programming, solid, never missed a day, really moving, got his GED out of the way, good to go. Looking for work. He's a convicted felon, but here's a joke I told one of my lieutenants. Did you ever think, Lieutenant, that you would be, ever in your career, a reference on somebody's job application who's an inmate? A felon. I'm a convicted drug-producing, manufacturing felon, and I want a job. And Captain Andy Duke is a reference? Yeah, I'll refer the guy. You know what? You hire this guy, you won't regret it. In fact, you get a tax break. You hire the mentally ill or the felons, you get a tax break on that. It actually pays you to do it. And I will personally vouch for that guy. Do you ever hear of that? Do you ever think of correctional officers vouching for felons to get jobs? You know why? Because we know that'll keep him out of jail.
Yeah.
Thank you. We know he won't be coming to your shelter because he ain't homeless. And he's more likely to stay on his mental health drugs because he has money to pay for his appointments, his co-pays, and he has transportation to get there. Doesn't it benefit everybody? Yeah. One little thing. One little thing. So I'm always looking for people. Can you help my inmates out? You help my inmates out, you're helping your homeless out. Because they'll be homeless tomorrow once they get off my program.
He doesn't want to fail you.
Huh?
And he doesn't want to fail you
Yes.
because there's an emotional bond there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see that with a lot of these folks I talk to. They say, I like when Anthony comes to my house. He's the only normal person I talk to. The guy that checks their ankle monitors and searches their house. And they know, the deputy was rooting for me. You go to my day reporting center, in the hallway I have the graduates from our MRT program, our moral recognition therapy, and there's deputies in a lot of the pictures. They didn't jump in there of their own volition, they were invited into that picture by the inmate. This deputy made a difference in my life. And I want to get my diploma. It's the first diploma I've ever had in my life. And I want to have this deputy in my picture. And this is the guy that would come to my house twice a week and make sure I didn't have any booze or guns or bad people there. He's the one that checked on me. What was he doing all that time that made this inmate want to put his arm around him and get a picture? Read that handout. I'm not mad at you. I'm not afraid of you. And you know what? I think you can do this and I'm rooting for you. I'm not looking to wreck your life. I want you to get better. So the cocoon is something we've talked about it already. You see the picture of it? It's a little oval, the skin is made of, I'm not mad at you, I'm not afraid of you, I'm kind of rooting for you, because that's the heart of this class. That's what this class is. There's three things. That's simple as that. But inside of it, the 70% rule, remember that? We said, if you explain why to people, if you know your sales pitch, this is why I need you here. Even with Eric, this is why I need you here at 7. You're too valuable to me to not be here. We rely on you too much. You kind of got us over a barrel, Eric, because you're so good. That's why I got to have you here at 7. Oh, shit, okay, I didn't know I was going to let you down. I thought it was, no, you mean something to us. I mean, we need you here. That's a good why, isn't it? You're going to get cooperation from that guy. Deflect verbal resistance is that triangle in there. You're constantly deflecting their verbal resistance. And remember that. All that means is, I just accept what you say. I neither agree nor apologize with it, unless agreeing or apologizing is something that I think I need to do. Right? If I was wrong, if I said something to you and you called me on it, I was like, you know what, I apologize for that. That came out wrong. Let's start over again. What I meant to say was, yes, how are you? What I meant to say is, welcome and all this. I didn't mean to yell at you, I was talking to somebody else. It's okay to apologize when you're truly sorry. Don't apologize when you're not sorry. That's the most overused word in the English language. Just like aloha in Hawaiian. It means hello, I love you, goodbye, kill yourself. Sorry is the same way. What is sorry? Are you sorry you met me? Is that what you're sorry about? What are you sorry about? I did that at build.com. I talked to that group of supervisors out at the airport in Chico, and they had the guy that did their complaint department was there. And I said, how do you have the phone call thing, when you handle phone complaints? He goes, oh, well, we just tell them we're sorry. And well, that's what they do. They're trained.
I got one of those calls.
I'm sorry.
I said, you are the sorriest person I have ever talked to.
I'm sorry.
And that's it. I'm sorry, ma'am. And
So,
oh my
yeah,
God.
exactly. So I said,
It was
I said, are you sorry? I said, okay, I'll tell you what, here's a scenario. I gave him a scenario. I said, my sink arrived today. It was a $500 sink, broken in half. Cracked in half, ceramic, right? And it's build.com. Where are your sinks? Drop ship, broken in half. So I'm calling. And I'm the role player. My sink's broken in half, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sorry, you're sorry. Are you sorry I called? It's kind of like saying, what's your problem? It's like, what are you sorry about? You're not sorry. I said, how about this instead? How about this? So let me get this straight. Sorry for interruption. Let me get this straight. The sink got here today, got to your house today. We shipped it to you. Broken in half? Shipped by UPS? Yes. That is completely unacceptable. That should never happen, and I'm going to make that right for you immediately. I'm shipping out a new sink to you today with a $100 gift certificate for your next purchase at build.com because that's unacceptable to us. We will not tolerate that, and I'll be having some words with the shipper. Isn't that a lot better than, I'm sorry? Damn, that dude's on my side. What's your name? I'm glad I called you. That's good. All right. You see, you won't have that reaction you had. You're sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm actually pissed about it. That should not happen.
Yeah.
Now, if it's my fault.
That color got my checklist, let me
Yes.
tell you.
Yes.
But he was sorry, he
It was
said
Sorry.
It was AT&T, let me tell you.
So when you're dealing with your clientele, unless you're actually sorry, don't say, no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you get to cause it. I mean, somebody has a tragic story, you can say, God, I'm so sorry to do that. That's fine, because you genuinely feel that way. And it comes, maybe the words don't matter, it comes across that way. But the way that a lot of us use sorry, basically we may as well just say, I don't care. That's what we're saying. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't care. That's what they pick up. That's what they're reacting to. Remember, behavior versus being? Don't say you're sorry unless you're actually sorry. Okay? You don't have to either. You've got something better. All right, put the compliance with code in your box there. Oh, I'm sorry, outcomes. This is a kind of a minor point, but I put it in there because this is the place where it fits. When you're explaining something to somebody, this step came out of George Thompson's 5 steps of verbal judo. I like this step. When you're explaining something to somebody that you want them to do, you give them the outcome. See, this is what will happen if you do it. You're welcome to stay and have a sleep and have something to eat in the morning and go about your business. It'll be great. And you're welcome to come back tomorrow night at this other church or wherever we're going to be. If you don't do it, don't do this, then you have to leave, and that's unfortunate because you're going to be outside. It's really cold, and we don't want you to be outside because we're rooting for you in our own way. So we'd like you to do this so you can stay. We'd love to have you stay if you do this. So I give you the options. I give you the good option, which is stay. Then I give you the bad one, which is leave, which is don't want you to do that. Then I close on the good one. We really want you to stay. I need to sign the ticket. You don't want to. Oh man, you really should. It's actually, if you don't sign the ticket that I want to give you, you have to go to jail. It's not a crime, it's a choice. But what a bad one. You go to jail for 2 days until the judge sees you on Monday just so you can say, and you know what's going to happen? It happens every time, sir. You go to jail after about an hour or two and you finish getting angry. You go, what am I doing in jail? And you go, well, you wouldn't sign the ticket. Oh, shit. Would you want to sign it now? Well, Andy Duke isn't here, but it doesn't matter, we'll give you another one. You can sign this one. Okay, you're free to go. Oh, I'm friggin' Orville now. Eh, too bad for you. What? It's like, I don't want you to do that. So I'm going to tell you, don't do that to yourself. You're going to be in Orville, and we'll give you a bus pass, but that sucks. Just sign this, go to court, you can take it to court, you can fight it, go to traffic school, all kinds of better options. Going to jail is the worst option for you. It's no skin off my nose to take you over there, but I don't want to. I'm rooting for you. There's no reason to make it worse than it needs to be. It's not the worst thing that's ever going to happen. You can go on your way. That guy's going to sign. This guy's kind of looking out for me, right? When I was in the academy, our instructor said, whenever you get a ticket, always get the driver to say thank you. Who the hell is going to thank me for giving him a ticket? I can't tell you how many times I got thanked. Did anybody ever thank me for giving him a ticket? What were they thanking me for? Thank you for not being a fill in the blank. Thank you for doing your job and not giving me the parental finger, not giving me a lecture like I'm some kind of John Dillinger character in front of my family, humiliating me. Thanks for not being a jackbooted, badge-heavy thug who's power trip. Thanks for just being a decent guy, doing your job, and actually, you know what? I'd have given me a ticket too. The way you explained it, yeah, you know what? I don't know that. I went to that stop sign at the speed limit. Yes, I don't give California rolling stop tickets. I'm a deputy. I don't do that. That's petty. You went through the stop sign at the speed limit. 35 miles an hour through the stop sign. Oh, so I got to cite you. Actually, I think you do. You know, this ticket's going to cost you $389. I mean, I don't tell him that because I don't know the judge can say it, but he can have it reduced, right? He signs it and he goes, thank you. Thank you. That's cost you $400. Thank you for not being a jackass. And you, exactly. And that's what you want when you deal with your clients. Thanks. You're thanking me for kicking you out? No, thanks for not being a jerk to me. Thanks for explaining things, taking the time to let me know why a conduct is inappropriate and why I have to leave. I appreciate that. You left me a little better than you found me 5 seconds ago, and I hope I haven't burned a bridge. And you say, no, you don't burn bridges with us, because we're rooting for you. Look at me in my jail. 4 times on ACS. You know what? If you want to come back and give it a shot, we're willing to meet you halfway. Because we're always rooting for you. We want you to succeed. We don't turn our backs on people. Compliance cocoon. Something bad goes in, something better comes out. That's why it's a cocoon. You take a bad relationship, a bad contact with somebody, and something better comes out. Something bad goes in, something better comes out. And that's one of your credos. I'm always going to try to leave that person better than I found them. Emotionally, physically, whatever it is. They come into our shelter, filthy, cold, starving, hurt. I want them to leave fed, warm, clean, and I want them to have some medical attention. Bandaged up, clean, sanitary. I want them to be better than I found them. That's how we do our business here. And they're going to have to let me meet me halfway to let me do it. And that's always going to be my goal. I'm not going to withhold from the next guy that level of care because this guy refused it. That's tough. You're dealing with a population that you can get burned out on very quickly. Very quickly. But not all of them are going to be like that. It's a percentage that are going to be hard cases. The rest of them need your help. Don't push or pull. Draw them in. Don't push people into doing what you want. Don't pull them into doing what you want. You draw them in. They just naturally want to do what you want because you seem to make a lot of sense. And you seem like you're kind of rooting for me in your own way, like you're looking out for me. And I'd be crazy not to do what you want. That seems to me, yeah, you're working, me and you, we're a team. We're going to get through this. I'm going to do that. In my own way, I'm kind of rooting for you, is another way of saying we are working on this together. We are working on this together. Ready for a break? Yeah? Stephanie, we'll take a break? Sure. Okay. Let's take a break.